I have a master's in health and wellness education. And simultaneously, while I was doing that, I was crazy enough to also get a functional medicine health coaching certification. And then shortly after that, my nephew, who was 20 at the time, took his own life. And that is when, and every time I say that, which is very frequently, it still, it hits every time. It just became very clear to me that I wanted to like take the new degree and the new coaching certifications and kind of put all my attention on teenagers specifically, because that's also right when, social media had already been around, but more of the studies and more of the research had started coming out about kind of the difficulties and challenges it's causing with mental health in teenagers.
I just am amazed at the human brain and the thoughts and things.
Mental illness and mental health issues aren't what we think they are. They're more of a brain issue. Like if we think of it as like a broken arm, right?
My dad was a marriage and family therapist, and he used to say, what you focus on expands. Our thoughts create our feelings that lead to our behavior that ultimately shapes our results.
I have not yet to find one teenager that has not said they're stressed out. But anyway, so people will come to me and they say, hey, I have this stressed out teenager. Can you kind of basically fix them? That's not what they say, but that's the message. And I say, yes.
Well, it's like, we can't change everybody else. We can only change ourselves. We can only change how we think about them. And our relationship is what we think about them. It's in our control. I saw just the anxiety and just the change in behavior of kids.
It's such a misconception because kids do spend a lot of time on their phone. And so I feel that is a misconception in a way, because a lot of times it's a coping mechanism. It's to deal with the stress that they feel. Those kids did not invent cell phones. They most likely did not buy their own cell phone. They certainly didn't design the apps that they were using. And they certainly weren't the ones that created the rules in the school that allowed them to have them. And kids are acting a little different. And we're like, what's wrong with the kids? Well, what's wrong with the kids was everything that led up to that allowed them to get to that point. The feeling of peace, or whatever the word is, just breathe the feeling of peace. And your body knows what to do, right? Like it can remember a time when you felt peaceful in the past. It's always so important to take that pause, right? So how do we know to do that mindfulness breathing activity if we don't even take the moment, right?
The only way through it is through it. I don't know if you've heard that before. The only way through it is through it. It doesn't matter what we're going through, that we are the ones that shape the results of what we're going through. We are the ones that get to choose, no matter what the circumstance is.
If you don't feel good, how can you act good? This is part of life. Sometimes this happens, right? Like sadness is not the enemy here, right? But if we as parents could do something that could change today with our teenagers, it would be not try to fix it. Allow the sadness to happen, but B, this is where the power is the empathetic statements. Great. I feel like that is one of the most powerful and underused things. And I know this just because I taught a class and it was a room full of teenage girls, and they're all like, my mom says I'm too dramatic. My mom says I'm this. My mom says I'm that. Because the girls go home and they're like, freaking out about friendships and drama and this and that and stress.
I picture the ocean, and if you're trying to hold back the ocean waves, you're trying to hold back the ocean. You're not going to be able to do that. Resilient kids is not resisting these emotions. It's feeling them, processing them, validate them, and then allow them to work through them and know how to do that on their own.
My key kind of overarching theme is self-worth. And that we outsource our self-worth to other people. The best version of you is the authentic, true self, not the one that's trying to get likes or whatever, all the stuff.